aren't you guys glad that other video ended so abruptly? Because I sure am. Yep.
And her brain is just as much.
The dice.
Your Honor? Why was I asked to come back here? I already testified yesterday.
We'd like to hear once again the actions you took on the night of Royal Order's death, Silver Spoon.
Yes!
What? I already told you everything that happened!
You!
Just look over the court transcripts. The statement with us from repeating ourselves.
Silvie, come on, Silvie, you're not about your milk.
I'd rather be anywhere else but here. That must mean I'm on the right track.
Silvie, you are a nice
it's the duty
milk.
of a defense attorney to
You're not
explore
about
every
your milk.
possible avenue in a trial. Even if it means treading on old ground, we can't let that stop us. Not if doing so may allow us to see things a bit clearer.
A bold sentiment. I concur.
Princess Luna?
Both of you will testify as to the actions you took that night.
Yes.
Then we shall see if we can uncover anything new.
In other words, she's trusting that something does come out of this, and that I'm not just firing into the dark.
Fine. We'll tell you everything again. Right, DT? Uh-huh. Oh, right.
That sounded kind of sweet. I don't know why. The actions we took that night. You guys don't want to know about the actions I take during every night.
Castle ruins for the CMC to show up, but it was only Scootaloo and her cult friend. He attacked me.
Afterwards, he attacked me and ran off. We tried to follow, but DT stepped on my glasses, accidentally breaking them.
That crown is one of my most prized possessions. I couldn't just leave it behind. So Sylvie and I went down the gorge to go look for it.
When we came back, that was when we saw the body. We were also afraid the police might find the blackmail letter, so we tried looking for it too.
Damn, Silvie, your mouth is going super speed.
Zebra came, so we hid. She saw the body and ran. After a bit, we followed after her too.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor?
That appears to indeed be a repeat of what we heard from these fillies in yesterday's trial. I fail to see what use it may be.
I fail to see
There might be a hole
what
in
you
it, Your
would be.
Honor. Especially since we now have heard other testimonies besides their own.
You fail to
Fair
see
point.
what I'd
Very
be.
well. You may begin your cross-examination.
I'm grabbing my Lego Bowser and making him walk across the floor. He's no longer walking across the floor. Actually, he was never walking across the floor. He was actually walking across my desk.
Attacked me.
I mean, it is true that Turning Page attacked you, but, well, it wasn't like you were innocent bystanders or anything.
Right. You two were blackmailing the Cutie Mark Crusaders in order to get that roll of golden fabric.
You sick bricks.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I should have been hit by a stupid wooden sword.
I mean, maybe not. I mean, there have been many other actions that have occurred from you two being, some classic, son of a batches of milk, if you know what I'm saying. So, I think that deserves every right for you to be slapped by a wooden sword.
Sword.
Sword?
How painful it is.
It's not that painful.
My nose didn't break.
I did see Mr. Wright take a hit, but something tells me he might be a bit more used to physical abuse than most.
Oh, what makes you
And
say
what
that?
happened afterward?
Afterwards, he threw DT's crown into the gorge and ran off. We tried to follow, but DT stepped on my glasses, accidentally breaking them.
That crown is one of my
she didn't
most
say
prized
hold.
possessions. I couldn't just leave it behind. So Sylvie and I went down the gorge to go
The
look.
gorge? Go look for it.
You two went down into the gorge?
Gorge.
Yeah! That stupid coat threw away my crown! I couldn't just leave it behind!
I can understand you being able to go down there, Diamond Tiara. But what about you, Silver Spoon? How do you go down there?
The
Since
stairs?
my glasses were broken, I couldn't see.
Oh, with
So
the one
I
lens.
needed Diamond Tiara to guide me down the steps.
No, you had one
Can
lens.
you add that to your testimony then?
Sure.
You had a lens.
My glasses were broken, so I couldn't see. Diamond Tiara had to guide me down the steps.
Objection!
Let's go.
You're saying that your glasses were broken? That doesn't seem quite right to me, Silver Spoon.
Huh? But they were broken. It's just like
Not
I told
all
you
the
yesterday during the
way.
trial.
Not
As I
all the
recall,
way.
You were the ones to first postulate, based on the discovery of the glass shards, that glasses were indeed broken. We even verified that the shards belonged to Miss Silverspoon's glasses during the recess.
That is true,
You
Prosecutor
guys remember
Luna.
recess
But
in
there was a
elementary
vital
school?
detail that I think you failed to mention as part of that report.
I kind of miss
What
it, I'm
would
not
that
gonna lie. But also kind of
Those
don't miss
glass
it.
shards came from only one of Silver Spoon's lenses. The other was completely intact, meaning that, with only half of her glasses broken, she could still see just fine through
Yeah,
the
y'all
other lens.
suck.
If you deny that, Silver Spoon, then I'm sure you wouldn't mind if we verify with your doctor. He could easily confirm that he replaced a pair of glasses with one of the lenses broken.
No, that won't be necessary. It's true. Only one of my lenses was broken, so I could still see. Well, sort of.
Why, thank you.
Enough that DT didn't have to guide me blindly down the steps, at least.
But that means that
Actually, hold on. Also, how is woman? Imagine I just said that out loud and, I didn't realize that I was still recording. Oh, alright, it's been like 10, 15 minutes. I'm back. Yeah, I kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth for about like 10 to 15 minutes. I'm back, though.
you stuck with your friend the whole time?
Yeah, of course. I was walking with only half a pair of glasses on, after all, and it was still very dark and scary.
It was still
yeah,
very
Athena's right.
dark and scary.
I did have one lens letting me somewhat see. But I don't see how this is important at all. Why is this detail important, Athena?
It's because not only was Silver Spoon able to see while going down into the gorge, but she was also able to see coming out of it, and
Yep.
presumably for the rest of the night. Her being able to see at all gives a bit more credibility to my claim that she helped Sweetie Belle.
You're right. Wow, Athena, look at you.
Wow!
Really managing to put the pieces together.
Wow!
Thank you, Twilight.
You guys suck!
Still got a bit more ways to go before we can end this.
In any case, I believe it is best that we return to the witness's testimony, now that the matter about the glasses has been cleared up.
When we came back, though, that was when we saw the body. We were also afraid the police might find the blackmail letter, so we tried looking for it too.
Hold it! You two had gone down into the gorge looking for Diamond Tiara's crown. After you found it, you left. But during
Yeah.
that time, did anything of note occur?
Oh no.
I have a song. I have a song that was
hear
in the
that
Guardians of
clang
the
sound
Galaxy
when we were looking
2
for
movies
it.
stuck in my head.
But there wasn't just one clang heard that night, Diamond Tiara. There were, in fact, 2.
Yes, we established that in the previous trial. There was the one that Sakura, Diamond Tiara, and Silver Spoon heard. And then there was the one that Silver Spoon alone heard. It was suggested that it might have come from inside the castle, perhaps from something falling.
Suggested, yes, but not supported. However, that's not my point. Thanks to a little help from Scootaloo, as well as what we just heard from Sweetie Belle, I think I have a pretty good explanation for why Silver Spoon heard 2, but Diamond Tiara did not.
See, Silver Spoon was helping Sweetie Belle.
Before we resumed today's trial, I asked Sakura and Scootaloo about these clangs. Sakura confirmed that she heard one before she left her hut. Scootaloo said that she also heard one when she was passing by Sakura's house. But that night, she heard a second clang, just before she crashed into Royal Order at the crossroads. Now, do you remember what we
crap.
just heard
My
from
Lego.
Sweetie Belle? What she did in order to scare off those Timberwolves?
She banged the armor pieces together, making a clanging sound.
And that was, of course, after Zecora left her hut at 10:15. Sweetie hid the pieces together at around 10:25. That's why Zecora didn't hear a second clang. She wasn't nearby.
Lego Bowser now has a new
So the
head of
second
hair.
clang was heard by Miss Scootaloo and Miss Silver Spoon, then?
That's right, Your Honor.
Wait a minute.
But
Nope,
if you
never mind.
think about it, that should be possible.
Why is that?
Scootaloo said she heard that clang when she was at the crossroads, and that clang came from Sweetie Belle, who was at the Nightmare Moon statue. Looking at these two locations, we see they're a short distance of each other. It's not unreasonable that Scootaloo would have been able to hear it. Yet, Silver Spoon said she heard the second clang as well, all the way from the other side of the forest while she was in the gorge. Now, how can that be?
Whoa, Athena jump scare.
Right. That does seem implausible. But she still said she heard that clang, so then...
There's only one explanation, Your Honor. Silver Spoon was not at the bottom of the gorge like she and Diamond Tiara claimed. Instead, she was close enough to the statue to have heard that second clang.
No!
Ooh, double. Had the double thing. Well, that was cool. That
Your
was new.
Honor, it is the defense's belief that instead of following Diamond Tiara down the gorge, Silver Spoon chased after Scootaloo and Turning Page. She made her way through the forest, all the way to the crossroads, hearing both clangs along the way. Once she got to the crossroads, she headed for the statue where she found Sweetie Belle injured and unconscious. As I said before, Silver Spoon has a bit of a background in medicine, since both her parents are doctors. She would have known how to make a tourniquet out of an assortment of items. Therefore, she would have known how to treat Sweetie Belle's injury. And that
I like
explains
this
away
music.
the issue from earlier.
Cat
How
jam.
Sweetie Belle, despite not knowing how
Jam.
to treat her wound,
Jam.
managed to have it treated in the first place.
Oh,
This is truly a fascinating theory, but you have yet to answer one final question regarding it. Why would she have found Sweetie Belle at all?
Prosecutor Luna, what do you mean?
I can believe that Silver Spoon might have run all the way back to the crossroads. But why would she then head to the statue after getting there? Defense, give us some proof to show why she would have gone to the statue.
Gladly,
Because she
Prosecutor
wanted
Luna.
to.
Take that!
Man, that was scamming.
Ah! The photo that Private Eye took revealing Royal Order's blood at the crossroads?
The very same, Your Honor. And if you'll recall, that blood led to the Nightmare Moon statue. If that blood was visible on the night in question, then Silver Spoon should have easily seen it. And that would have meant she could have followed it to the statue where she'd find Sweetie Belle. And after she did, she treated
There's
the
so
young
much
filly using what she had
blood.
available.
Oh. You're objecting?
Miss Silver Spoon?
He killed the music.
What are you? Your Honor, I object!
Yes?
How
witness?
dare you? You killed my
What
music.
exactly are you objecting to?
I'm objecting to what Athena said about going to the statue and helping Sweetie Belle.
You are?
I don't want to ruin your
I
reputation,
admit it.
huh?
I didn't exactly go down the gorge with DT when she needed me to. Instead, I did chase after Scootaloo and Turning Page. But that's it! That's all I did. I never went near that statue, and I never helped Sweetie Belle. Not one bit.
Come on,
Then
you're not a
how
patch
else
of
could Sweetie Belle
milk.
have gotten the help she needed for her injury?
You're a
She couldn't
softie.
do it
You're
on
a
her
sweetie.
own. And Silver Spoon, you were the only one in the forest that night. Sans
You're a
Zecora,
sweetie
with
spoon.
the expertise needed to help her. I don't know, Princess Twilight.
Wait a minute.
But I still own. And Silver Spoon, you were the only one
Hold on
in
a
the
minute.
forest that night. Sans Zecora, with the expertise.
Does that say Sans Sakura? You were the only one in the forest that night. Sans Sakura. I cannot tell that is just a typo, or if that was like on purpose. Sans Sakura. What does that mean? Maybe it was supposed to say Sans Sakura? I don't get. I don't understand.
I don't know, Princess Twilight, but I still never did what Athena's saying I did. And it's not like she has any proof to back that up.
Stop denying it, Lois.
Athena, you're thinking of something, aren't you?
I am. I have a pretty good idea of how to show definitively that Silver Spoon did help Sweetie Belle that night. But I don't think I want to do that just yet.
You're not gonna do it just yet?
But
What are you
shouldn't
talking
we?
about?
We should. But there's another angle in all of this that I feel needs to be established before I do that. We know that Silver Spoon's not telling the truth, and it'd be very easy to show that. But we also know Sweetie Belle's been lying to us. I think there's a way to get the both of them to confess the truth. Kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah, let's kill two birds with
think
one
if we
stone.
do
I
that,
love murder.
We'll be one step closer
Disclaimer,
to
that was
figuring
a joke.
out everything.
You really think so?
Yeah. I'm more certain of it than I've ever been, Twilight.
All right, Athena. I'll follow your lead.
Defense? This witness has objected to your claim. Do you have any proof to support it?
Well, yes,
I
but
do, Your
actually,
Honor.
no.
But I don't want to present it at this moment.
You don't want to present it?
I don't want to present it.
Miss Sykes, I'm afraid I don't understand.
Your Honor, there's one more detail I would like to get an explanation for from Miss Silver Spoon.
One more detail?
Miss Sykes,
Yes, Prosecutor Luna?
Man, I should not have
we
eaten
have a
those
saying
chocolate
here in
cupcakes.
Equestria. Be wary of those who lead you down the garden path, promising a way out through the twists and turns.
Is that a real saying from Equestria? Some like brony sage god. Even though I am the brony sage, some other brony sage, please like inform me in the comics. God, why is it so hard to speak? But inform me in the comments if this is like an actual like canon or just like fan canon thing that equestrians say. Because I've never heard that. I've never heard that saying before. Or maybe it's just a human saying that I'm stupid and I never heard about this saying. But yeah.
So far, you have been objecting at various points during this trial, hinting, it would seem, at some larger explanation. But you have yet to provide one. Where there were clear avenues for you to exploit, you chose instead
I'm
to take
getting
multiple
there.
twisting paths, stringing the court along. So I must ask,
Have patience.
where are you taking us? Is it another garden path? And when will these many winding roads cease, allowing us clear passage?
Called fog.
I understand if you feel as though I've been leading us nowhere, Prosecutor Luna. But this will be the last time I take us down those winding roads. I promise.
Sweet. Luna,
What is
trust.
this one other detail that you had in mind, Miss Sykes?
It's something that's been bothering me from the very beginning of this entire case, Your
Ooh.
Honor. Almost as much as Royal Order's death.
Ooh.
The item that got Turning Page arrested.
You mean...
That's right. The anonymous
Yes!
tip.
This anonymous tip. You must mean
Are we
the
about
one
to
Miss
know?
Sugarstamp wrote and delivered. The one implicating the deceased son.
I am, Prosecutor Luna. However, I think you'll find it's far too soon for us to definitively say that Miss Sugarstamp is responsible
Are
for
we
writing
final-
and sending it
Are we
Why is
finally
that,
gonna know?
Defense?
Are we gonna know who wrote it?
because of this.
Another magazine?
That's right. But this isn't just an ordinary magazine. If you flip through it, you'll see that a few pages have been cut out. Before this trial began, I had a friend test those cutouts against the ones found on the anonymous tip, and she found that they were a perfect match.
A perfect match.
A perfect
Where was this
match.
magazine discovered?
Oh, it was in a
In
trash
the hull
can.
of Diamond Tiara.
What?
Did you say Diamond Tiara?
No, I said diamond. Ferrari.
Order!
I
Order in
was
the
like a
court!
Toyota
You
Ferrari.
mean to say that Diamond Tiara is the true sender of the tip?
No.
Witness, what do you have to say for yourself?
I don't know. I've never even
I
seen
don't
that magazine
know.
in my life.
Yet it was found in your house, according to the defense. Do you deny that?
No, but I don't know anything about it.
Objection! I know this looks bad for Diamond Tiara, but, Your Honor, it's actually impossible for her to be the one who sent the tip in the first place.
Thank you.
Impossible? But the magazine! If it was found in her house, and if it matches the tip, then she must have sent it.
Not quite. Take a look at this photo. It's a picture of where this magazine was found. In the trash can of Diamond Tiara's bedroom.
Defense, do you mean to say that you were digging around in some Philly's trash?
No, Sonata was.
Not me, my boss. But that's besides the point. Your Honor, when you look at this photo, what do you see underneath the magazine?
Why? It's more trash.
Oh, why, it's a Hudson Hooves Day envelope.
How lovely.
How long did this guy stay here last time he was in Equestria? Exactly, Your Honor. That's why it's impossible for Diamond Tiara to have sent this.
I'm afraid you've lost
Same.
me, defense.
Same.
The
Same.
placement of the envelope
Same,
tells
dude.
us it was
Same.
thrown away before this magazine. That envelope could only have been thrown away on Hearts and Hooves Day, February 14th. We know that the tip was delivered on the 13th because that was the day that Turning Page was arrested.
Smart.
So it doesn't make sense for the magazine to be on top of the envelope. That means it's impossible that Diamond Tiara could have sent the tip. She'd have sent it too late.
Exactly. Finally, you said something smart.
Only because we're defending you,
I'd tell
Diamond.
you to be a
Only
little
because we're
grateful.
defending you.
I see. But then, how do we explain the fact that the magazine was found in her bedroom?
Well, it couldn't have been stashed there by the pony who said she sent it, Sugar Stamp. She'd already been arrested by the time she arrived in Ponyville.
Logically, that means the sender must be some pony who was in Diamond Tiara's bedroom.
Sylvie?
Someone who'd be able to discard the magazine while there. Miss
Sylvie?
Diamond Tiara?
What is it, Princess Luna?
Oh, you
Between today
scared?
and yesterday, was there any pony present in your house who could have disposed of this magazine?
Witness, it is in your best interest to be honest with the court.
When Sylvie came to my house yesterday, she was carrying a magazine.
Sylvie!
Wait!
Sylvie!
Then that means that Miss
Sweetie Spoon.
Silverspoon could be the true sender.
Except for one thing, Your Honor.
It was placed outside the entrance to the Ponyville police station without any pony noticing. It was around 4:45 when a pair of officers brought it in.
Oh my
I doubt
god!
it put it in there for long. We were unsure if it could even be trusted until we started our inquiries.
Right. And Princess Luna said you had an appointment the day after. What time did you go?
Oh my god.
4:30. It went on for about half an hour.
The tip was delivered around 4:45 p.m. on the 13th, when Silver Spoon was busy getting her glasses replaced.
Oh my
so
god.
You see, she couldn't have sent it.
But she still had the magazine in question. It was still used to write the tip.
If she wasn't the one to deliver it, then she might have been given it by the true author. Is that what you're thinking, Miss Sykes?
God, who?
What now?
I know you're scared for Silver Spoon, but figuring out what we can about this magazine is crucial to helping her, even if you can't see it. Do you remember any details about Silver Spoon when she brought the magazine to your house? Anything at all?
I...
Please. Please, Diamond Tiara. I know I have no right to ask this of you, but there's a way to protect Silver Spoon, and it depends on what you're able to tell us.
Come on.
Okay, fine!
Yes!
Hang on,
Please.
Sylvie. Just trust me, okay?
Trust.
I'm doing this for your sake.
Aww.
Diamond?
When Sylvie came into my bedroom with the magazine, I saw that she had a small patch on her coat that was stained red.
She had a scratch.
Stained red? With blood, I would
More
presume?
questions.
So, she had been bleeding very recently. But what could have caused the injury?
Please answer
no
it,
way.
please.
Could it really be? I think I know the answer, Your Honor.
You do?
Oh my god,
Yes.
please answer
And
it,
has
please,
to do with something that
fast.
happened yesterday, too.
Oh my god.
While we were out investigating in preparation for defending Sweetie Belle, we learned from Apple Bloom that there'd been a break-in at Carousel Boutique.
We'd heard of that break-in
There's
earlier,
no
too.
way.
A break-in? Oh dear. Has the perpetrator been found?
Why,
Police have
yes.
cordoned off the area and are conducting their own investigation. Regrettably, they have not yet found the culprit.
And neither did we when we searched the boutique after hearing of the incident.
Wait a minute. 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 What if Sweetie Belle wrote the anonymous tip? Then Sweetie Spoon broke into the Carousel Boutique, got the magazine. That's why she has the scratch. Oh my god, no, wait, there's no way.
But we did find some clues as to their identity. Namely, a few drops of blood. Rarity's cat, Opalescence,
my
had
God.
attacked them. No doubt that the blood belonged to the culprit.
I'm so smart.
Coincidentally, we have on the stand some pony who, just yesterday, had also been bleeding.
Also been bleeding? Miss Sykes, are you saying?
I am, Your Honor. The defense believes that the pony who broke into Carousel Boutique was none other than...
Silver Spoon. Yes, yes, yes.
Defense? That is
Ooh.
absurd. Have you forgotten a key element
Ow,
of
my
that whole
eye.
affair?
A key element, Prosecutor Luna?
Carousel Boutique was completely locked up. All the windows,
Oh, yeah.
all the doors. There'd be no
Gotta
way
bang your
for an
music
Earth pony
again.
like Miss Silverspoon to get inside. Not unless she had an accomplice, such as a unicorn to teleport her. And who would do that for her?
That's what we
Sweetie
thought, too.
Belle.
But what if we've all been wrong
Wait,
about
no.
that?
Wrong?
We've all been assuming that the boutique was fully locked up. We know that it was after the crime, but we don't know for sure if it was locked up before. It is quite possible that the true perpetrator had already entered and only locked up the place when they were leaving.
That is still speculation, Golden Pixie.
Maybe not,
I'm not a
Prosecutor
golden
Luna.
pixie.
Has any pony taken a look at the front door's lock?
The front door's lock? What about it?
It's not an ordinary kind of lock.
Yes, it is.
Specifically a thumb-turned cylinder lock. The
Oh.
way it works is that it can be locked from the inside while the door's open, and then the door can close behind someone as they leave. Let's say that I'm right then, that the culprit did lock the place only when they were leaving. They'd be able to thanks to this thumb-turn lock. In doing so, they'd create the illusion that Carousel Boutique had been broken into while it had actually been already locked up completely.
Preposterous! In order for that to work, Defense, some pony would have to leave one of the entrances to the boutique unlocked for the perpetrator to enter at all. But Miss Rarity already told the police that she'd locked up the place before she headed to yesterday's trial, so there was no pony else around to unlock it.
Huh.
No pony else? I'm not sure about that,
Sweetie-
Prosecutor Luna. There was,
Sweetie
in
Belle.
fact, one pony who could have done that deed. They'd be the one to have orchestrated this elaborate illusion for us all to see.
Oh, and since Silver Spoon held Sweetie Belle in the forest, they would have been in cahoots. Oh yeah, I'm so smart.
And they'd have done it so that Miss Silver Spoon could have entered the boutique unhindered.
Then, who is this mysterious pony, Miss Sykes?
It's the
It was
Bella.
the only other pony who'd been with Rarity that very same day.
It's the best day ever.
Sweetie?
Back with the music.
Here's how I think the whole incident happened. Before Sweetie Belle left with Rarity for yesterday's trial, she left one of the boutique's entrances unlocked. She then would have told Silver Spoon about the unlocked entrance,
Audio
telling
was so
her
out
to
of
break in
sync,
that way.
baby.
But when could she have told her that?
It would have been yesterday, just before the trial for Scootaloo and Turning Page began. They were both already at the courtroom after all. Sweetie Belle had been brought by Rarity, and Silver Spoon and Diamond Tiara had been summoned by you, Prosecutor Luna.
I think I get what you mean, Athena. And I'm even pretty sure I know how the opportunity to talk to Silver Spoon could have arisen.
You do?
Yeah,
Yes.
in the forest.
You see, Your Honor, that morning, right before the trial began, there was a pretty big argument between the three Cutie Mark Crusaders. Afterwards, Sweetie Belle ran off. She could have used that moment to search for Silver Spoon and share her plan.
A plan which would involve breaking into Carousel Boutique.
But why would she need some pony to break in the first place?
The only reason I can think of is that Sweetie Belle needed something inside that she couldn't get while she was with Rarity. So, Silver Spoon entered via the open entrance. She must have locked it behind her to avoid being caught. After some time, she must have found whatever she was looking for and began to leave. But that was when she was attacked by Rarity's cat, Opalescence. She drew blood, forcing Silver Spoon to get away by going through the front door. And as she was leaving, she engaged the thumb-turn lock and closed the door behind her. That locked up the boutique completely and created the illusion that it had always been locked.
No, that's not true. I was never near Carousel Boutique.
Sweetie
I never
Spoon?
talked to Sweetie Belle.
Come
Yet
on,
you
you're
were
not
bleeding
fooling
when you went
anybody.
into Diamond Tiara's house. All we need to do is find the area on you where you've been bleeding and test the blood against the blood found in the boutique. But you and I both know that won't be necessary, Silver Spoon. There's no point in hiding it. Admit it. You were the one who broke into Carousel Boutique yesterday.
Get slammed.
Okay, yeah, I admit it. It was me. Before I went to Diamond Tiara's house, I
Broke is
broke
overselling
into
it.
Carousel Boutique.
You kind of just waltzed in.
Silver Spoon!
But why? What were you looking for in the boutique?
It was
Luna?
the magazine, wasn't it?
Yep. Of course it was.
Diamond Tiara said you brought it to her house yesterday. You must have gone to the boutique in order to retrieve it. We might not know that for certain, but I think it'd be easy enough to check.
That's true. We could ask Rarity to see if the magazines belong to her. We could even search the boutique again to see if there's any evidence to show that a magazine had gone missing.
Yes, it would be simple. But to break into the boutique, all for a magazine?
It's not so innocuous, Your Honor. Have you forgotten why we started down this path in the first place? That magazine has some of its pages cut.
Yep.
Some magazine cuttings were found in the anonymous tip that implicated Turning Page.
See, but then
Those
why would
cuttings
Sweetie
match the
Belle
ones
do that,
found in the
though?
magazine. And that means... Miss Sykes,
Yes, Prosecutor Luna? Whoa. She looks tired.
She's always tired.
this is the conclusion you'd come to before, isn't it?
Sweetie made the anonymous
It
tip.
is.
Then perhaps you had best tell the court.
Imagine there's an alternate timeline where Athena tells the court, and Luna's just like, wait a minute, that's not what I thought. What are you talking about?
Tell the court what exactly?
Thank you for trusting in me, Prosecutor Luna. I know it couldn't have
Trust.
been easy. Your Honor, now that we have confirmed all of this, we now know the true identity of the pony who sent that anonymous tip. It was whoever owned that magazine and could cut it up. That can only be Sweetie Belle herself.
I'm so smart.
What? Me?
But that's not
Ooh, this
all.
music banging.
Now that we know that, we can also figure out why she asked Silver Spoon to break into Carousel Boutique to retrieve that magazine. Sweetie Belle did not want it known that she wrote the anonymous tip. So, she needed to pin the blame on some pony else by implicating them through underhanded means. As the court will recall, when I first brought out this magazine and said it had been found in Diamond Tiara's home, it was believed she was the true sender of the tip.
Ha.
But that was all a ruse orchestrated by Sweetie Belle. She had Silver Spoon steal the magazine from Carousel Boutique and plant it in Diamond Tiara's bedroom.
That's sneaky, shifty.
That still doesn't mean I wrote it. Or heck, that I even sent it. How'd I be able to do that, huh? I can't just walk up to the police station and leave it there. All the officers would see me. If I did send that tip, how could I have delivered it?
That's a fair point. She wouldn't have had an opportunity to send it by traditional means.
Exactly.
Could Sugar Stamp have helped in any way?
Nah,
No.
I don't think so.
After all, she'd have no way of making the tip. She wasn't the one who had the magazine.
Ooh, you hear that electric
Sweetie
guitar?
Belle was.
Ooh.
But if she couldn't have sent it traditionally, what if there was a way to send it in a non-traditional manner?
Do this music. Whoa.
No. You don't mean...
Okay, how many times has that line been said? You don't mean, oh I mean, Goofy Goober ice cream parlor theme song. I'm a goofy goofer, yeah.
Huh? Hold on a second. Where are Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, and Spike?
Oh,
Spike headed out just after you guys left for the
the
detention center.
NPC.
I asked him to go check in on Sweetie Belle for me. I suppose he must still be with her.
It's the only way that it makes sense, Twilight.
Defense? Have you
Spike
found
the
an answer?
NPC.
We have, Your Honor.
You have?
Your Honor, at the time that the tip was sent on the 13th, Rarity had sent my friend Spike to check up on Sweetie Belle, who had said she hadn't been feeling that well. Spike is a baby dragon, and
God.
he has a special ability. He can send letters via his magic fire breath.
Ah,
So I see.
I'm slamming my desk too many times this
way
episode.
Too long for him to not even bat an eye at that.
Miss Sparkle, you're saying that when Spike went up to check on Sweetie Belle, she could have asked him to send that tip to the police station?
That's right. And she could have asked him to do it, and to keep it a secret. Spike would have trusted that she'd have good reason
Can't
for
believe this,
asking it to
Spike.
be kept quiet.
Can't believe you.
But now...
Whether or not he knew the thing he was sending was an anonymous tip implicating Turning Page, Spike still sent it anyway. That's how it was delivered without any pony seeing who sent it.
But wait a minute! You also said that I got Silver Spoon to get that magazine back in order to free Diamond Tiara. But why would Silver Spoon do that to her best friend?
It's a good point. I've been also thinking about that.
I suspect
Silly?
it has to do with what
Sweetie
happened in the
Spoon?
woods the night of Royal Order's murder. If Silver Spoon really helped Sweetie Belle when she was hurt, that also means she was the one who went to Zikora's hut to steal a healing potion. I think, using that information against her, Sweetie Belle could have persuaded Silver Spoon into helping enact her plan.
That only holds up if Silver Spoon really did help me that night. And there's no proof she did.
You're right in saying there's no proof she did help you. But there's an
I'm
easy
just
way of
enjoying this
determining
music
that
right
once
now.
and for all.
There is?
In
Hit
the
me.
previous trial, we learned that both Diamond
Hit
Tiara and
me
Silver
with
Spoon
your
had blood on
best
their
shout.
hooves. We thought it belonged to Royal Order, but Silver Spoon confessed before
Why
we could
don't you
verify
hit me
that.
with your best
Yet,
shout?
today, Silver Spoon admitted that instead of joining Diamond Tiara in the gorge, she chased after Scootaloo and Turning Page. Diamond Tiara still got her hooves bloody by touching the body, but somehow, So did Silver Spoon. So how did her hoofs get bloody if she hadn't touched the body? And whose blood did it belong to?
No.
That blood could only belong to Sweetie Belle. Silver Spoon's hoofs got covered in it when she helped make the tourniquet. All we need to do is conduct one final blood test, and then we'd know for certain that Silver Spoon did help her that night.
So
and that would
freaking
confirm
smart, man.
everything else.
Double
The
slam.
sending of the anonymous tip, the break-in at Carousel.
Dude, I can't wait till Athena, instead of doing a double slam, she does a freaking... You know what? We're gonna skip the triple, and we're gonna go to the quadruple slam. I would love to see a quadruple slam. Oh, that would be so hype.
Boutique and the framing of Diamond Tiara. It was all planned and orchestrated by Sweetie Belle.
Dude, she's about to panic. Aww. Don't cry. Aww.
Sweetie Belle,
You must pay for your actions.
all that the defense has claimed has been laid out in full. The only thing left is for you to confirm everything. I know you're scared. I know you want to run. But there can be no more running. Not from this. You must face the truth once and for all. Please. Think of your sister, who no doubt sits in the gallery worried out of her mind. Think of your friends. This whole
Think
affair
of
must
me.
surely come to a shock to all of them. You will no doubt have to face their reactions once outside of this courtroom. The time for reparations will occur then. But for now, you must tell us.
What really happened that night?
Are you
That
the
goes for
father?
You too, Silver Spoon.
Me?
I know that night was traumatic for both of you, but we have a chance to confront it. Please, tell us what happened.
Okay, Athena.
Oh, look at them. They're
That
two
night
little,
was
two
the
little best
scariest
friends.
night of my life. I
Wow.
really thought after that Timberwolf attacked me, I wouldn't make it out. That I'd die alone in that dumb forest.
You thought you'd die? Just how severe was your injury?
My leg had nearly been ripped off.
Oh, oh,
Guess the
holy.
Timberwolf had gone crazy after it ate Royal Order's body. Like it was drunk with blood or something.
Holy
Could barely stay
crap.
conscious long enough to get behind the statue. That was when I showed up.
Whoa.
DT told me to chase after Scootaloo and Turning Page, but I never found them. What I did find, however, was blood on the crossroads. I thought one of them had gotten hurt, so I followed it to its source. It led me to the statue, but there wasn't any pony there. I was about to leave when I heard what sounded like moaning coming from behind the statue. I was already scared by everything that happened, but I couldn't help being curious and, well, I went to look behind the statue. What I found was Sweetie Belle. She was in a very bad state.
Oh, jeez.
I remember calling out to her, too shocked to do anything else. She didn't respond, just made another moan.
Oh,
One that
jeez.
sounded weaker than the last.
Oh, oh,
And
jeez.
that was when you decided to help her.
I couldn't just let her bleed out there. My parents work at a hospital. They understand the value of pony life. And even though they aren't around a whole lot, they still
Aw.
taught me the importance of all lives, too.
All eyes
Using, I assume, what
Well,
medical
maybe
knowledge you do have,
not serial
you
killers,
managed to
but,
scrape
yeah.
together the forest debris to fashion this tourniquet, thus allowing you to stop the bleeding.
Yeah. And I stayed there, by Sweetie Belle's side,
Aw.
until she regained consciousness.
Aw.
When I awoke, I
Aw,
felt
so-
fuzzy and disoriented. So I didn't recognize who was next to me. But then I realized it was Silver Spoon. I was shocked.
Dude, these two, they're gonna bridge the gap. They're gonna become good friends. And you know what? You know what? Cutie Mark Crusaders, the 2 batches of milk, they're gonna be friends. This is the start of a beautiful relationship. One that will defy the generations to come.
Stopped! I tried asking her why she was there, but all she did was ask me questions about how I was feeling. Then she asked if I could walk. I looked at my leg and saw the tourniquet, and when I stood, I found I could move a little. The tourniquet wouldn't hold forever, though, and Sweetie Belle's wounds were bad. She needed to get to a hospital.
I'm sorry, but this just has to be said. I have to say this. I am getting romantic tension from the 2 of them. Like, Scootaloo and Turning Page, they have their thing. I'm like sensing some, you know, like something between these 2.
But we were too deep in the Everfree Forest to get there in time. I asked if she had any ideas to what we should do, and she said she knew a place that had a healing potion we could use to fix her leg.
You mean Zikora's hut?
Uh-huh. We walked there together
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm back.
and knocked on her door, but there wasn't any pony home. So Silver Spoon went inside to grab the potion herself. I don't know what Zikora puts in that stuff, but it managed to seal the wound almost immediately, and I could walk without it.
And that would be a really weird experience.
It did itch for a while afterwards, though.
I don't like that.
You 2 then made your way out of the Everfree Forest afterwards?
Yeah. I also saw Sweetie Belle home so that she didn't have to walk alone. We started talking.
Aww.
About what?
About things, life,
My friendship with
experiences.
Diamond Tiara. Kinda jealous of you 3. Us 3? You mean me, Applebloom, and Scootaloo?
Oh, we're getting into deep, man.
You all seem so close. You get to have fun with each other all the time. Well, yeah. That's because we're friends. Don't you get to do that sort of thing with Diamond Tiara? Please don't ever tell Diamond Tiara what I'm about to tell you. Promise me. Alright. I don't really think DT and I are friends like you 3 are. We definitely don't get along like you girls do. Sometimes I think it's because we're really just filling in gaps that our parents left for us. Diamond Tiara's parents are them, and mine aren't ever around. That's
this is such good
really
writing.
sad, Silver Spoon.
No, shut up, Power.
How'd you 2 even meet? At a party. Something that the Riches threw, and that my parents and I were invited to. Of course, when we went, my parents left me to go talk to other ponies. But that was when I met Diamond Tiara. Because we were the same age, we really hit it off.
Aww.
And for a while I thought that was alright, you know? I thought that was what I wanted out of a friendship. But now I see how you act around Scootaloo and Applebloom. How you're always smiling and laughing.
This is so sad.
It makes me feel less happy with whatever I have with DT. Like I realize I've been missing something.
Sweetie Spoon.
If that's the case, then...
Oh my god, no, I just realized I made a ship name. No. I made a ship name on accident. I made a ship name on accident. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that.
Why don't you just say you don't want to be friends with her anymore? Because I'm scared that if I do, I won't have anyone else to talk to. Or that no one will want to talk to me. Silver Spoon, I have to ask. Did you take part in that blackmailing? Did you steal our stuff and leave that letter for us to find?
It was mostly DT.
I did. You shouldn't have done that, Silver Spoon. No pony.
You shouldn't have done that, Silver Spoon. Like, jeez, what were you thinking? Oh my gosh.
He wants to be friends with a blackmailer. I know that. I'm sorry. Thank you for helping me out, though. You're welcome, Sweetie Belle. Actually, I don't know if I have any right to ask this, but Do you think you'd ever want to hang out?
What was that? That scared me.
Guess not. Can't say I blame her, though.
Oh, that breaks my heart. No. They're like actually so adorable together, though. No. Oh. I'm not crying. I'm not crying.
The next day, I was still at home trying to recover from my injury when I heard from Rarity that Scootaloo had been arrested.
That's also when we learned from Rarity that you were feeling sick. I remember you weren't that cooperative when we went to talk to you.
I know. I'm sorry, Princess Twilight, but I was really worried. I mean, I knew that the murder had occurred at the statue, but I'd been there too. My blood was at the scene. I was afraid I'd be arrested. That's why I didn't want to. But even so, I couldn't just sit by and let Scootaloo suffer. So after you and the others left, I decided to write that anonymous tip.
Saying that Turning Page had killed his father in the Everfree Forest?
Yep. But at first, I didn't really want to go through with it. It wasn't until Spike showed up to check on me that I decided to have it sent anyway. He asked me what it was, but I told him to trust me, that it wasn't anything bad. I also
God,
told
Spike's
him that
such
if
an
he did
NPC,
this,
man. That's
I'd
an
set him
NPC
up on
move.
a date with Rarity.
Sweetie Belle! That's incredibly manipulative of you.
I know that! But I had to do it when I had the courage. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to. Not that it ended up working out anyway. Turning Page getting accused didn't get Scootaloo acquitted. If anything, it just made the whole situation worse for the two of them. I also knew that at some point, I'd be found out. And I couldn't bear to face Scootaloo if she learned what I did to Turning, knowing how she feels. So that's when I decided to try and plant the magazine in Diamond Tiara's home. That way, Scootaloo would think...
Completely unrelated, like literally the most unrelated thing I could like say. Actually, you know what? That's not true. I did talk about a spoon in the last episode, but I noticed that they did change up like the ponies in the background, and I'm so glad that they kept the little smug guy on the left. I'm so glad that they kept that smug yellow orange-ish hair maned guy next to Derpy. Just so his expression is so out of place, and I love it. I love it. I'm so glad they kept him. So glad they kept him.
I think she sent it, not me.
I sense that was not the only reason, however.
No. I did it too because I wanted to get back at Diamond Tiara for what she did to us.
But even then, you couldn't actually plant the magazine yourself. Rarity forced you to come to the trial.
I was even more afraid then. I thought for sure I'd be arrested. So I needed a way to make sure I wasn't on any pony's radar.
And that must have led to you leaving one of the entrances to the boutique unlocked.
Right. The back door one.
The back door.
While Rarity was
the back
preparing to
door.
leave, I thought about how I could get this plan to work, and realized I'd have to rely on Silver Spoon. I had a feeling she and Diamond Tiara would show up during the trial once the blackmail was uncovered, so I was sure I'd be able to find her then.
That would have been right after the fight you had in the lobby before the trial.
It wasn't hard to find her. She was in the witness lobby waiting to be summoned. I figured that whatever happened during the trial, she and Diamond would get off thanks to their families, which meant she'd be available to help me after the trial, which was what my plan needed to happen. I managed to get her away from Diamond Tiara to talk to her alone, and that was when I told her my plan. But I didn't want to do it. She was asking me to break into some pony's house and steal something for Celestia's sake. Even if it was with her permission, it was out of the question. I tried to convince her that it wasn't worth staying attached to Diamond's hip when she was about to sink. I even brought up what she said in the previous night, but Silver Spoon wouldn't budge, no matter what I said.
The milk wouldn't budge, as the people
So that's
say.
when you had to play a different card.
Yeah. I demanded that Silver Spoon do what I asked, or I'd tell Diamond what she told me,
Sweetie, sweetie, no, come on, Sylvie's like so sweet, and you didn't. Dude, after all of this, Silver Spoon, I like actually like Silver Spoon as a character now. Like this is just how I see Silver Spoon now. This is the embodiment of her character now. And I love it. Just protect Silver Spoon, please. Just protect her.
About the potions.
Sweetie, how could you do this? How could you do this?
You blackmailed her.
Oh!
That potion. I only learned later that it was in high demand at the hospital. If my parents learned that I'd stolen and used it, they'd be furious. So, I had no choice.
Damn!
Do what she'd asked.
Sweetie!
In the end, what I was
Your
afraid of
name
did
is
happen.
is not
I was
true.
found out and arrested. But my plan still worked. Silver Spoon wasn't detained for long and made her way to the boutique to steal the magazine. It was just like you described, Athena. I entered through the unlocked entrance and found the magazine. But then I got attacked by opalescence, and she scratched me a little. I managed to get away through the front door, engaging the lock before it closed. Afterwards, I went to DT's house to place the magazine in the trash. That was just a few minutes before you all arrived. But that's everything. Everything Silver Spoon did. Everything I did. Everything.
Sweetie! What the heck? Wander of yonder.
There is some tragic irony in all of this, Sweetie Belle, which I do not think you have realized.
Yeah.
Tragic irony?
Do you know what that word
These
means?
actions you took, don't they seem quite familiar to you?
Blackmail, framing, subterfuge, lying. They're nearly the same actions Diamond Tiara took against you, your friends, and Turning Page. In trying to stop what she was doing, you ended up doing what she did anyway.
The meek little prey became the vicious predator, biting back with vengeance.
Oh man, dude. Don't play the guilty face.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
You're completely right.
Wow, dude.
What have I done?
Ooh. That hits. That really hits.